What is up, peoples of the internet? Welcome to TBG Entertainment. You are watching Karen's Corner. Today, we are going over Kroger Karen. She blew up over the weekend. She used her baby to block in a black family from leaving Kroger's, hence the name Kro- Kroger Karen. But before we jump into everything, I want to announce this is the first time I'm announcing it on the watch and win contest we got going on. So the most engaging viewer will be will win a minimum of a $25 gift card to a major online store. The winner will be announced on the 15th of the week of the 15th of next month. And by engaging, I mean comments, likes, subscription, become a patron, and using the referral code of raise.com that I provide in the description. That's where I actually got the gift card. At raise.com, you'll be able to get discounts on gift cards of up to 50%. And you'll also be able to sell your own gift cards. If you got any gift cards laying around, somebody give you a gift card that you don't want to use, just go in there and sell it on there. Try to make some money out of it. And if you use the referral code I provided, you get $5 off. I get $5 off. Everybody wins. So engage for the next month. Communicate and comment on other commenters. And basically, if you're memorable to me on the week of the 15th, you'll be that winner and get that minimum of a $25 gift card. So let's get started. So we have a new guest host with us today. Patricia, you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Patricia. I've been friends with Sarah for a few years already,
Mhm.
and I'm really glad that she invited me to do this because I'm quite opinionated. So, yeah.
Oh,
That might be an understatement. I
oh,
was
hey,
like,
Jonathan.
oh, someone
Jonathan's back.
come and talk about Karens.
Oh, I really want to hear what you got to say about this, Karen.
Oh yeah, you can be a lot more explicit than I can.
Yeah.
Actually, the husband was like, hey, well, if somebody researches your name or something, then you don't want to be caught, saying bad stuff. So I'm like,
Well,
okay.
well, if somebody researches your name and sees you on this episode expressing your feelings about Karen, they're gonna know you're not a racist.
That's true. If you are ranting the other way, you might get in more trouble.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you're like calling out racism, they might want to hire you more.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Right about now, the way everything is going, I feel the vibe out there is basically you're either with us or you're against us. Like not like even before, not saying anything, not expressing anything is you know it's still considered racist, but it's even amplified even more now.
That's true. They're calling out a lot of people. They're taking back their college acceptances, firing them from jobs. It's not a really good time to be a racist right now.
It's never a good time to be a racist, but especially
Never
now.
gets a good
That's
time.
true.
But especially now in our society, our economy right now.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Just don't do it. If you don't have anything, nice to say, just keep your racist opinions to yourself, I guess. Don't teach it to your children, please.
Don't procreate.
Don't procreate.
please don't procreate. We don't need any more babies being raised up being taught wrong.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't need any more racist crotch goblins. So
No,
Oh my.
because those kids growing up will not be treated very nicely in the future with the way the world is going. Kids,
Well, I mean, the kids listen to their parents, and I see it in the classroom all the time.
Mhm.
They'll say things, and they're obviously just repeating what they've heard from their parents. And I'm like, can you like explain to me what you just said? Like, can you give me more detail? Like, how do you think that makes other people feel? The way what you just said. And they're kind of like, I don't know, because they're just repeating what they said and they don't realize how hateful it is. So your kids listen to you, your kids hear you. If you say hateful things, they're going to be like, oh, I respect my mom and dad, so it must be true. Those people must be bad. So be careful. Be careful what you say around your kids.
Yep. And they don't just learn it on themselves by themselves. They learn it by their environment, by the media, by the parents.
Racism is definitely taught. Children aren't born being racist. They're not born hating other people. It's definitely a taught trait.
Nope, you don't come out of your mama talking about I hate black people. No.
Not
All right, y'all ready to get the video started?
Yeah, let's go. Talking about children.
Hi, I'm at Kroger here on 8 Mile in Livonia, and I have a woman standing behind my car telling me I cannot leave.
Okay. I want to give a little background on 8 Mile, Detroit. This is a very predominantly black area. Y'all probably known of that movie 8 Mile with Eminem in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How is it the same place?
It's the same place. And we forgot to give a little background. So how this started, they were in Kroger's. The white lady saw her little kid kind of step on the first row of the shelves to grab a bottle of Gatorade. For some reason, she thought to take upon herself to call them out, saying they can't do that, and called her a bitch.
Wait, who called who a bitch?
The white lady called her a bitch.
Oh, because her child was trying to get some Gatorade.
Yes. It led to that, and then she came out and blocked her in. So
that is so stupid. I step on the bottom rail to get things I can't read.
So wait, this Karen sees this kid try to get some Gatorade, and instead of being like, oh, can I help you? Would you like some help? Because I'm an adult and I'm taller and I could probably reach this for you. I'm going to judge you and I'm going to call your mom a bitch, because that is the best kind of, role model that you can be. So, and then you're telling me then she confronts her outside of the Kroger because of this.
Not only confront her, she held her hostage.
With her own child.
Yeah, with her own child.
We haven't seen that yet. Let's watch that.
Let me leave out of a parking lot after she was rude to me and my children and disrespectful outside. I'm out here trying to do my job, me and my kids. You see this lady standing here behind my car refusing to leave? I had to call the police to get her to leave.
Oh, so now the Karen is getting the police called on her.
Yep.
Because she's being so ridiculous. Wow, that's irony.
Yep. Karens of the world, I'm gonna let y'all know the roles have reversed. The roles have reversed. Calling the cops, saying an African person is attacking y'all, that ain't gonna work no more. That ain't gonna fly no more. It's a whole new world. Y'all don't have as much power and authority anymore, as y'all are gonna see. It's gonna come up.
Oh my God!
What's going on out here protesting and everything, and this is what this woman is doing, refusing to get from behind my car.
Speaking of her bringing up the protest, this happened just like last week. During all the protests. Where has that Karen been? Unless she's living under a rock, everywhere she's looking, especially Detroit, a predominantly black area, and with the protests all over the media, she would know what's going on. Now is not the time.
Like I've said before, these Karens live in their little ignorant bliss bubble, and all they watch. I mean, maybe not all of them. Maybe some of them think that they're woke, but they're really not. I don't know. She probably watches Fox News. She probably sees a skewed point of view of what's going on in the world.
She's stuck on the Lifetime channel on it.
Maybe she has a small child, so maybe she's just watching like Paw Patrol or something. I don't know. So, but I'm telling you, that's why these people are so close-minded, because they don't pay attention to what's going on in the world. And if they do, they only see it from their skewed point of view.
So I think where she's coming at is, I'm white, I'm a lady, I'm the
No
majority
lady.
race. Yeah, lady's a stretch.
Yeah.
Patricia, if you were in the parking lot and you saw this going on, what would you do?
I would tell her she needed to move her big white fat ass out of the way.
Get it, girl. But see,
Yeah, no, I really would. I really, really would. I would tell her that she had no business doing what she was doing and that she needed to move the hell out of the way. And then I would tell the black lady, why don't you just get in your car, start it up, and rev that engine, make that exhaust come out. So she'll have no other, she'll have to move unless she wants her daughter breathing all that mess.
it gets worse. People try, so let's check it out.
You have been very horrible, ma'am. And you're being very horrible. The police are going to tell you you're wrong. You can't hold me here. It's like you're holding me hostage, and I'm not able to leave the store. And I'm recording this. I'm recording this.
The kids are trying to stop her. The kids are trying to intervene and get her to leave, but she's being a good mother. And telling the kids, let me handle this. She's telling the kids to to go away. Don't be aggressive.
And you wonder why, like, these children have to grow up seeing this, and you wonder why they're angry. They're like, this crazy white lady is, getting in our way. But Karens don't always have to be white, but it's just like this crazy lady who thinks she's better than us calls my mom a bitch. Like, cool. If
and they didn't do anything wrong.
No. So if
this is another example of what it's like being treated, living while black, breathing while black, walking while black, going to Kroger's while black.
Yeah,
can't even do that in peace.
If a child misbehaves out in public, I give them that look. I'm like, and they usually look at me and they're like, oh. I'm not saying your children misbehave, but I don't turn around and say, hey, and start yelling up explicit to the mom, like, Lord. And then I don't go outside and try to cause confrontation. Like, I just want to know, what does she think she's going to accomplish by taking her young child in a stroller and putting them behind a car? Like, this just seems so incredibly dangerous to me. I'm just like in shock.
All right, let's move a little bit more forward. All it is right now is like them going back and forth, and it's repetitive. This Karen, she ain't moving nowhere. So let's. Okay.
Oh, worker comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna file a complaint. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, the cops are here.
See how she runs over to the cop?
Of course. She's like,
What gets me is that if a black person rushes a cop, he gets shot.
Yep.
A white person can rush a cop and, oh my gosh, it's a damsel in fucking distress. Like, are you serious?
Yep. Basically how it goes is the cops tell them, the audio is hard to hear, but basically the cop tells them no laws have been broken, so y'all go on your way.
They need to tell the woman that she can't act like this. Like, you're disrupting, the public. You need to stop acting this way.
They should fine her for disrupting the public.
There needs to be consequences for these kinds of actions.
That's why white people think that they can not just white people, but Karens. They think that they can get away with everything because they've never gotten a slap on the wrist or anything worse.
No.
I don't want to. And then she said, I want to file a complaint about her blocking me here. I said, you're holding me hostage. That's holding me hostage. I have the recording here on my line.
You know what the cop is saying.
Shut up. Go in the car. I don't want to hear about it.
She yelling at her kids to get in the car.
Her kids? Can you blame her kids?
No.
And you know what? This is probably traumatizing for them. Like, they're probably like, we just planned to go to the grocery store I wanted some Gatorade. It's hot outside. And then this crazy lady decides to ruin our day. And look at her standing back there like, what is she doing? What does she think's going to happen? What was that? What was that? What was that gesture? Oh my gosh.
She believed because I'm stopping right here.
I
Yeah.
Is there any more story about like afterwards, like what happened, or is that it?
No, that was it.
Oh my gosh.
See, I feel that the kids, they were acting the way they did because they felt like her mom is in danger.
Yeah, no, they look
acting her mom. And plus, with everything that they've seen in the past couple weeks, they were probably afraid of what would happen to their mom when the cops came.
Yeah.
Like over this weekend, I was watching a lot of Karen videos, a lot of police brutality videos. Even after all the protests, all the George Floyd situations, Black people are still getting the same treatment. There has been many cases and video of more Black people getting kneeled on. Some died.
Black people are literally getting lynched, and the police are saying
they're
committing suicide.
No, yeah. I don't know, 5 or 6. It's probably more than that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No. Like, no. And then the NASCAR driver. What's his name? The only Black NASCAR driver, he petitioned to get rid of the Confederate flag with the NASCAR. And of course, it pissed a lot of people off. And then someone put a noose in his garage. And so thank God the NASCAR drivers and pit community and all that stuff, they, were with him and they walked with him and around the track. And they're like, this behavior is not okay. So people are, you can't get away. We're calling it out. We're calling out the racism, and we're calling out straight up like murder. People are getting murdered over this. And so, yeah, it's a big deal. And that's why people are marching. That's why people are protesting. It's a very big deal.
And according to Christian here in the comments, he's about to catch these hands, or she's about to catch these hands.
Yeah, so I commented to Jonathan. She was like, so they called the police, and I was like, yes, they called the woman filming called the police because the Karen wouldn't get out of the way of her car, and she was blocking her car with her child, and so I guess like she didn't have any other choice.
And tell me if this is a far stretch. The symbology of that is damn near slavery. A white woman holding a Black family hostage. I feel that it's symbolic of that.
A white person exercising her rights, her beliefs, and overpowering a Black person. Yeah.
Her privilege.
Because I'm wondering, would she react the same way if it was a white child that went and tried to grab something off the shelf?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Because honestly, in my opinion, in my experience, white children tend to be a hell of a lot more unruly than Black or Hispanic children. Because the white mom is usually, don't do that, put your nose on the wall, time out. And Mexican moms and Black moms are like, smack. And
I will attest to that. Most of my best behaved students are Hispanic.
Yeah, because we get the beating of our life when we get home.
Yeah, of course.
And these white moms are like, no, this and that. He's depressed. She's sick or whatever. And then they're shooting up schools. It's like,
yep.
There's something missing.
Discipline.
Well,
discipline is missing. Discipline.
Yeah. But with the parents. And I can attest to that. I'm white. My son, he's kind of unruly and, but I have a different situation. I co-parent stuff. It's hard. But yeah, no, I agree with you because I'm not as strict as other cultures, and my son's probably a little less disciplined because of that. But no, I agree with you totally, 100%.
And I expressed in the past before, these Karens, they've probably never had a hand or belt or whip laid on them. They probably believe that they're invincible and untouchable. I have this belief that everybody should have their ass beat at least once in their life, so they know what pain feels like.
Well, that's a whole nother debate.
Yeah.
But
it's generations and generations of unruliness and just being taught you're better. Your opinion is higher. It's disgusting.
Well, I mean, the whole history of how, this country was formed and the history of what we're taught and how our, history is so whitewashed, especially in schools. And it's just, it needs to be fixed, needs to change. People need to know the truth. And there's so many things like the Tulsa Massacre. I didn't even know about that till this year. I was like, what is that? Oh my God. That literally, they hid it. They hid this huge massacre from us for years. Like, no one that I know personally has ever heard about it until this year. And I'm just like, and it was a huge deal. It was horrible. So it's the fact that you can hide something that big in history. And I know for a fact there's other things that happen that we have no idea about because you hide it. It's scary. It's scary to me.
Growing up, they hid everything Columbus did from us. They painted him to be a hero.
Oh my God!
About the Tulsa massacre. And what else are they hiding from us?
A lot.
Is the Tooth Fairy actually a murderer, a rapist? Does Santa Claus molest children?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Too far. Too far.
No, Michael Jackson would have been too far. I love Michael Jackson more than I love Santa.
Christian says that history only shows the positive. It only shows the positive of white people. Like, I was commenting on some post that I think Brian made, and I don't know who made it. Anyways.
Who do you think wrote these history books?
White people.
Of course, white people. No, I explicitly remember, I think it was in 3rd grade, and we were watching this video, and they talked about slavery, and I remember them talking about how the slaves would sing their, songs in the field, and it made them, joyous. And so they would be more productive, and they would have, it'd be easier for them to get through the day. And I remember as a young child thinking, oh, okay, it's not so bad. They're singing songs. That's what we were taught. And I'm like, that's horrible. Like, I told you last week, my son, we talk about racism all the time. And it's so hard to have those talks with your children because you feel like they're not ready, but you have to do it. You have to have those talks with them.
Yeah, right now it is necessary. It is just as important as potty training right now.
What did you say?
I said it talks about racism is just as important as potty training.
Oh,
potty training right now. What did you think I said?
You talk about it with your kids, like racism going on in the world, especially with Pollux. You talk about it with him.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is I tell him to treat everybody equally, and he himself, he can't stand white people. But it's not because I've taught him that, it's because of what he sees.
Yeah.
He himself has developed like this racist view, but towards white people. And,
right.
I try to, like, when I tell him, not all Black people are criminals, not all white people are racist, not all, cops are bad. And, I try to discuss this with him, but I can't, he's going to form his own opinions.
Yeah.
And, being 13 and being extremely impressionable.
Oh yeah. And he's exposed to so much.
And exposed to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And especially when my mom, I hate to say, but my mom is racist. She cannot stand white people. But she was, she grew up with that. She grew up being told, you're not good enough to come through the front door. Go around the alley and come through the back. She was made to sit in the back of the class. She couldn't play Cinderella because she didn't have beautiful golden hair. She had, but they wanted her to play Pocahontas, and she refused. Wow. And my grandmother also being, just exposed to all this stuff, living in North Texas because that's where my family is from, both sides of my family. And my grandmother is extremely racist. Like, you could not tell her that white people are good because she's 98, God bless her soul. And my mother, she has her kind of thing. She respects white people. She does. Yeah. But the moment she sees something, she calls them out. She's like, oh, I don't think so. She's like, you're no better than me. No. And she has her reservations. She respects them. She gets along with them. But if you ask her, would you ever be friends, with the white? No, absolutely not. It won't go any further than that.
Wow.
Well, I guess then you blame them, looking at the times that they grew up in and how they must.
I don't blame them.
Not even the times. Like, look at now. Like, I feel like there's probably more white people that are not racist now, but there's still so many racist people. I mean, and it's not just white people. Like there's just judgments about, just learning about the world, like just like the country you're from, the place you're from in this country, like there's judgment all over the place, all over the world. And so you have to look inside yourself and you have to own your own bias and your own judgment, because everyone has it. Everyone has their own bias and judgment. And so
but it depends on how you act upon it. I'm not going to go into the store and start bitching at a white person just because I see them. If I see a little white boy climbing the aisle or whatever, climbing the shelves, I'm not going to say anything because that's not my son. That's not my business. I know how to be quiet.
Yeah. I mean, if I saw a kid, I'd be like, can I help you? Like, here, let me help you, because you're a child and we're an adult and it takes a village. But maybe that's just the mother, teacher, nurturer in me. I don't know. That's just insane. And I don't know, again, how did that Karen put her own child in danger? Like, she just like took the stroller like it was a shield and she was like, I'm blocking you. Like, who does that? That's child endangerment.
I hope CPS sees this video. I hope somebody living around the area, working for as a social worker, sees that and gives her a visit. Because anything could have happened. They could have gotten their car. If I was there, I would have gotten a car and turned it on just to see how she would react if she would take the baby out.
Oh yeah, like start the car, maybe slowly inching your way back. See if she moves.
Move out of the way. Yeah.
And if she didn't move, that's child endangerment right there.
Yeah. Sarah, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a racist encounter?
So me and Tree were talking about this. I personally have not. So like people make fun of me all the time for being white, but I never had like an encounter where someone's being like combative towards me because I was white. But I have had people judge me and oppress me because I'm a woman. And so I felt that. But as like someone being racist towards me, like for real and not like as a, like a joke, because usually I'm the only white person in my group of friends. So it's like, oh, you're the white person. That's normal. It's a joke. Like, to me, I'm like, okay. But I've been around friends and I've been around Tree where people have said stuff to him. And I remember we were in an Astros game and this old white dude got mad at me. And he was like, oh, back to where you came from. And I just like laughed. I was like, is this really happening? Is this real life?
I actually give like really, really old people a pass.
He was so old and he was in a wheelchair, so I wasn't gonna say anything back because I was like, I want to give this man a heart attack and his dad and died in front of me.
You should have, because it would have rid the world of one less piece of shit.
I think it was his daughter. Someone was with him and she was like gripping his shoulder, like squeezing it. Obviously, like stop, like don't make a scene. And I was laughing because I was shocked that it happened because I've never been in that situation before. And two, I was like, what should I do? And then I was like, shit, and I was so uncomfortable. And then I was like,
no, if you old and senile, probably have dementia, I give you a pass for being racist.
You're a better person than I am, because I would have been like, and you, what are you, white? Go back to fucking Europe. Like, you're not from here either.
Oh yeah.
I
know.
To all Karens, this ain't y'all country either. Y'all came here and raped and pillaged and
brought diseases, brought all this. Actually, Europe sent the people that were in their prisons and their mental institutions to come and colonize. Like,
that doesn't surprise me.
Like, are you like, they sent their worst. So the white people, I'm sorry, these are your people. Like,
oh yeah, no, they're my people. My people came over and then integrated / forced
talking dirty now.
With Native Americans, and that's where I come from. So like I have Native Americans in my bloodline, but we can't trace them because they were all assimilated, and they were all we don't know their like native tribes and their names and stuff, you know. So I can't trace them back. Like I don't know exactly where they're from, which is sad. That sucks. But that's my history. Is like the crazy Europeans came over, and you know, with the Native Americans, and that's my lineage.
Integrated.
You're like,
they integrated. You know, this is a family show, right?
Yeah. Integrated. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be family friendly.
That is the widest way of saying rape or have sex I've ever.
No, it's not the whitest. That's just the most PG way.
I'm trying, you know.
You might as well have said coitus.
Whitest.
Yeah, my dad did one of those before the DNA swabs, you know, it's just internet, you click the leaf and he did one of those, and
like 25 and 23andMe.
So many white people, like European, like I'm sure there's like there's royalty and authors and all this stuff, so it's like very white. And then there's the Native American, but again, it's like it's kind of general, like where that's from. We don't have like a straight line.
Oh, I'm back when y'all integrated.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I really, really want to do that. The genetic, you know, testing on myself. I'm curious.
I think it was called, like, there's 23andMe and there's Ancestry or .com, something like that.
Yeah, I want to do it for Harrison because he's like everything, like Persian and Hispanic and Italian. And...
a message to Ancestry.com and 23andMe. I need some brand deals. Y'all let me know. I got 2 customers for y'all right here. People in the comments. Hey, if y'all want to do that, but put it on comments. I'll post it up. Send it over to 23andMe Ancestry.com. I need to get paid. I need to eat.
Jonathan says, that was my family. He said literally came on a convict ship to New Zealand.
We kind of skipped over one of Jonathan's questions later. He asked, are people really getting lynched again? Yes. 5-6 people in the past week and a half has been lynched over in California, and they were proclaimed as being
just California?
Suicide. Yeah, I think it was over California. It was said to be suicide. At least 5 black men. At a time like this, at a time of protest, why would 5 black men be committing suicide, hanging themselves?
6 black men have been found hanging from trees in California, Georgia, New York, Oregon, and Texas. Authorities say that all of these deaths appear to be suicides with no signs of foul play. Baloney. But family members of the deceased protesters and activists, this is from the Washington Post, and some scholars of anti-Black violence are intuitively suspicious about these conclusions. I would agree.
I concur.
Come on, white America. We're not that stupid.
So seriously, that's what drives me crazy is Black people and brown people, and you know, y'all can do so much, but white people are the ones that have to freaking step up and say enough. Because if we're not calling out other white people, then nothing's gonna happen. Like seriously, we have to call, me and other white people have to call out the bad apples and be like, no, you can't do this. This is not okay. And so if white people don't step up, it's just like in the feminist movement. Unfortunately, we still have to have men helping us and supporting us in this movement. And that's how it is. In this movement, white people have to step up and they have to call out other white people and say, stop, you're done. No more.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, it says there's a lot of people missing from protests.
There's a lot of people missing from protests? Oh. Well, I don't doubt it. I mean, there has been reports of police kind of manipulating, taking advantage of the protests. KKKs, white extremists. They've all been, you know, utilizing it to the best advantage.
Oh, you mean Trump's very fine people?
Oh yes, Trump's white brothers and sisters and people supporting his parties.
Yes, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. I was like, I have so much to say, but I'll wait for another time.
Next week on Controversy Corner.
Yes,
Oh yeah, no, I have actually never personally experienced racism here in South Texas,
Uh-huh.
but when I traveled with my mom up to it was Princeton, New Jersey. We rented a hotel, we were passing through, and I had booked us a queen, two queens. We got a king, and so I went downstairs and I told the people, or I told this man, I said, "I'm sorry." I said, we got the wrong room. And he, wanted to know what was going on. And so I told him, I said, we booked two queen, we got a king. And he's like, unfortunately, there are no queens. I'm sorry, too bad, this and that. And so then I
Wait,
kind of
y'all booked
stepped
it though,
aside.
right? Y'all
Huh?
booked it ahead of time?
Yeah. And so I stepped aside, and this man comes up with the same question or same comment, like, hey, we have a king, we need two queens. And the guy gave him a two queen room.
What?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right in front of me.
Holy moly.
And I was
I would have went off on
pissed.
the guy.
Did you say something?
Princeton, yeah, I did. I was like, excuse me. And I called him out, and he just like refused to talk to me. And then when I asked for the manager was off for the evening. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was pissed.
It was well, I want to ask you something though. Was the person who came up and asked for the room, was it a man?
White man.
So it's probably also because you're a woman.
Could have been.
It was like a double doozy. Like, you're a Hispanic woman. He's like, no.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no. So I was just like, never again, Princeton, New Jersey.
You give a bad review online.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, I think I remember this. Yeah. I think I remember.
And then Gabby, we even
working moms.
Even at the restaurant at the hotel, they refused to. I had noticed that there was a little boy who had apple slices, and Gabby had asked for apple slices, and they refused to cut and give Gabby an apple. They gave me a whole apple, and I was like, I'm sorry, can you bring me a knife so I can cut it? And they're like, we don't do that here. And I was like, that table right there, you just gave that little boy apple slices. And they're like, sorry, we don't do that here. And they gave me just a whole apple. And I was like,
there's another video
at her fucking head. But of course I didn't. But I just like
there's just real quick, there's a video that I just saw about a woman who was her and her son, they're Black, and they went to a restaurant, and the manager was like, oh, I'm sorry, we have a dress code here, and your son, who was like 8, he's wearing athletic attire because he was wearing like a Jordan t-shirt with like shorts and Jordan shoes, I think. And he was like, so your son's wearing athletic attire and he can't wear this in here. A child. And so she turns the camera to this family outside on the patio. She's like, really? Because this white child is wearing the same thing. And he's wearing a t-shirt with shorts and tennis shoes. And he was like, oh, well, and making excuses. Mm-hmm. So anyways, she posted it on video online, and people are pissed about it.
So unfortunately, we do have a dress code. If you have some non-athletic shorts.
But that white kid out there can't be here with his tennis shoes on and his athletic shirt.
The manager's being, it's being investigated. But I'm just like,
got put on blast.
Stop.
See, that's the most powerful thing we have right now against racism, against politics, against media. The fact that we got our own media that we control.
Yes, we got
cameras.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're out and about and you see it happening, call it out, record it. Don't be a bystander. You know what I mean?
Any kind of wrongdoing, any kind of animosity, just pull your camera out. You never know what's about to happen. Just think of everything about to happen as World Star.
And I've been reading, as a white person, they're like, if you see a police officer pulling over a Black person or talking to a Black person, like, you go over there and you make yourself present, because their life could be in danger. Like, it could be like a life or death situation. And so now I feel like that's so scary, but I feel like I kind of have that responsibility. Like, if I see it happening, like, I don't want someone
that's a kind of responsibility I would like, but then at the same time, I'm like, I would likely just as equally get shot also, or get kneeled on or something. So I'm like, as much as I want to help, I was like, I don't need trouble. Like,
scary. It's a scary situation.
Yeah. All right, well, so we're getting to that also 1 hour mark. Let's jump into closing remarks. Y'all have anything to say to this Karen that to Kroger Karen?
Don't use your child as a shield, and be a good role model. And if you see another child needing help, help them. And don't use foul language at their parents. Like, Jesus. Be a good role model. Stop being a bad person.
All right, Patricia?
Just mind your business. Honestly, mind your business. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. Stop being a part of the problem.
Yeah.
I just want to say to Kroger Karen that Mall Detroit is a predominantly Black area. You are one lucky Karen that you got lucky with a Black woman that knew how to handle her temper. You could have got you could have got your ass beat. And you could have got your ass beat. People were protesting. People are angry. Black people are angry right now.
Well, but you don't want to put that, angry Black woman stereotype on her either. But
no, they have a right to be angry right now.
I know.
But that woman handled it very respectfully. Props to her.
Yes, mad props, because I would not have been so grateful.
Oh yeah.
Or gracious.
Well, I mean, she was trying to set a good example for her kids.
Yeah.
The concept.
So all Karens out there, don't get your ass beat. Don't get slapped. Because people fight back.
Turn down.
Yeah. All right. So before we go, remember, watch and win. The most engaging viewer gets a $25 minimum gift card from a major online store on the week of the 15th next month. Comment on commenters, like, subscribe, become patron, and we will see y'all next week. Later.
Bye.